Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? I am your Planetary Defense Commander, Star Lord New Thor 7, the T, and I put us on Earthquake and Volcano Watch for December with a focus on the Christmas Capricorn Karma eclipse of 2019, which will take place on the west coast of the United States on the late at night of the 25th, and then it will happen in other places in the world around the 26th. So we have seen a 5-1 earthquake in British Columbia, Canada, right off the coast. Then we saw a 5.8 earthquake in Guatemala, which is below Mexico. Then we saw a 6-0, wait, 5-1, 5-8. Then we saw a 6-0 in Canada. And now we have seen another 6-0 earthquake in Canada as well. I think they're pretty shallow. And so to have a couple of high fives and some sixes in the exact window I've been telling us to watch for, um, I don't like to fearmonger anything, and this is a very serious situation, although nothing has happened yet. But I've been asking us all to look for signs for possible major earthquake activity for the west coast of the United States and the Ring of Fire section of North America all month. And so we're looking at signs. You can say we started the month of December off with the 6.4 in Alaska. Didn't do any damage, no tsunami. And then on the volcano and earthquake alert, the fact that we had a volcano erupt in New Zealand that killed the 17 people, that sent the amount of people killed by a volcano through the roof. And as far as I know, might be the record for the last 20 years of the amount of people killed by a volcano. So, A, Merry Christmas. B, Happy Holidays. C, I'm telling you, all of the energy leading up to the eclipse and then to the Pluto Saturn conjunction. And then next year, around November, you get the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. It's going to be interesting, but I think definitely we are on very super red alert Asteroid Fight Club till the 15th of January, no matter what. And that it could get pretty wild, you know. But who knows? It could be boring. Maybe that's what is going to happen. It'll be like the first boring week in 3 years for everybody. And so people will be so freaked out that things were boring and strange. You know, who knows what's going to happen? All I know is that from British Columbia, Canada to Guatemala, it's a volcano range. And so we've seen some sixes magnitude this month. We've not seen a seven yet. Today could be the day we see earthquakes stronger than seven. So I'm just asking everybody to A, be cool, B, prayer helps, and C, if you are on the West Coast, I would just keep an eye on the sky, the planets, the animal, not the planets really, the animals. Animals always seem to have be tapped into what is going on. I think humans should shut up more and let animals talk. Like, shut up more, let animals talk more. Fantastic. And so, yeah, with this, I think with all the gas giants on the same side, it magnifies all the effects that things might have on our planet. And so, it's weird because remember how everybody built up like 2012 and the Mayan calendar thing, and NASA was talking about it, and everybody's talking about it, and it's just I just think it's really weird that nobody's really been talking about this Christmas total solar eclipse. And a total solar eclipse is nicknamed the Ring of Fire eclipse. Hmm. Look like the emoji guy. Hmm. And so, you know, Thor News is part science, part comic book, part mythology, and so part mystical. So if you can't see anything, a reason to be like having your jaw dropped in awe at what might happen at this Christmas eclipse, which is going to be in Capricorn. Now, here's the deal, man. I'm like, my chart is like Sagittarius, Capricorn, 80%, and then most of it's Gemini in the back end. And so this energy is going to be real interesting. Yeah. And the whole thing, someone said in the chat, like, what's happening with Eris? Well, if you look at Eris, Pluto, most of the big KVOs, they're all on the same side. So it's like if it were two little solar systems coming together and then winding back out, it looks like that is happening. But this has happened before. It just hasn't happened when you had 30% of the entire population along the coastlines. And so that none of this is world ending, but if you don't adjust to it, then it can do damage and it can really screw some shit up. And, one of the things I've noticed, like I'm on Twitter, right? And so the National Weather Service puts out alerts. And so they put out 4 alerts today saying no tsunami. So I can't remember a day the Pacific Coast has had 4 no tsunami alerts. And the thing is, these earthquakes have come pretty close in between. I would say in Canada, we've gotten the 5.1, 5.8, and the 2.6s in about a 3-hour window. I could be off a little there, but so that's, some activity. If we see it start to go in the 7s, then everybody's like totally on full alert. And the weird is, if you draw like a line to BC, Canada to Guatemala, Southern California is right in the middle. Now, Southern California has been very active today, but most of those have been a 3 or under. I don't know, man. I'm your date for Christmas. Although if any of my crushes want to swoop in and steal me away for half a day, that is totally fine. And Nick Loves, I don't like you being in Southern Cal right now, girl. You want to fly into Texas? That's cool. Although this foxhole is not really the place to entertain someone. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is just putting it out there. This is my 4th, North American Ring of Fire video of the day. And we've been watching this specific time zone with clear intent. And we are definitely seeing signs today that activity could increase, and we will be watching like a hawk through the total solar eclipse. And that before the year started, I said there was a 75% chance of a major volcano eruption or a major earthquake on the North American Ring of Fire. And then I raised it to 95% chance of that next year due to all the gas giants on the same side and Saturn and Jupiter lining up like that. They are like giant, massive planets. It's kind of like, I was going to go with the gross analogy. I won't do that. And so, and I will mention that some of the trouble that I've gotten through all this, where they don't want me here anymore, is billionaire real estate owners on the West Coast who don't want me letting people know there's a good chance you're getting volcanoes, man. So it's legit. Yeah. So, they've shown studies that show that Jupiter's moon Io, its own moons, when the volcanoes on Jupiter's moon Io are erupting, are a large portion in turn to when all the moons are on the same side. There are dangers in having a limited liability corporate government, which is what we all have, and then the media spends all of its time convincing you that we have something else. And we have the Pluto, which is the underworld, conjunction with Saturn, and Saturn represents the people, oddly enough. So it's going to be a time where 2 worlds are colliding. Yeah, the Cascadia faults, and I believe the 9.0 earthquake that was the big Cascadia thing, that one part of Alaska got hit with a 200-foot tidal wave. That happened when all the gas giants were on the same side. And so we know that it's going to be volcano-y and earthquakey for the next 3 to 5 years. But we also know the media is going to be throwing up trigger images or trigger words so that people won't pay attention to what is really going on. I mean, what are you going to do? Have a volcano tax? You have earthquake tax? That in all these earth changes, never is publicly discussed the fact that you got all earthquakes and volcanoes and you cannot tie those to carbon. Oh, I'm sure you could. Like, if you pay a dude 500 grand to somehow tie it to carbon, they will. But they're not helping much. In my opinion, we could do better. Hey, Groot. It's good to see everybody. Okay. So remember, this isn't doom, but I would definitely be careful. So everybody stay cool, and I'll be around all day. I'm your date for the holiday season. Lucky you. God bless everyone. Merry Christmas.